This is Dr. Bindu. Today's topic is emergence of sociology. Our Indian social scientists unable to prepare our own methodology in order to understand what we are. So it is better to copy or imitate the American or Western sociology. Which period actually it was started? Enlightenment period or the Renaissance period. When it started from 14th century to 18th century. So broadly we will divide into two categories. One is scientists, intellectuals and community revolutions are going on at one side, and another side is industrial revolutions are going on. When the industrial revolutions are going, that is a positive hallmark, and the negative hallmark is nothing but the communal revolutions. So during this period, industrial revolution will be accepted by many people. Of this, number of changes had been taken place. One is feudal changes. Feudal is nothing but a prolonged or long-standing association of two parties, two groups in a hostile way, in a negative way. There the changes has taken place. And also in Europe, church-related activities are also undergone some changes. In England, so individual level of changes, group level of changes also taken place. And basic problems are at that time was poverty. Poverty not only that time, present also we are having. So poverty, we want to remove it. And the negative behavior, deviant behavior, people like the criminals and the JDs, juvenile delinquents, balanerasthalu. So these three people are also undergone changes. Why? Because of the jobs are available in abundant due to the industrial revolutions. And then history roots of sociology. So where the real roots lies down with the few concepts. Those concepts are nothing but ideas and ideals. If your idea is acceptable and it is beneficial for the society, then it will be standardized. That is ideas and ideals. Then values and the behavior. If whatever you say, if it is value oriented, minimum for the half of the people of the society, so you should also give the respect for them. Then other people will also try to imitate it, or we can also copy it. So values and its behavior, if it suits, we are adopted. And then aspirations and achievements. Each person is having the aspirations, zeal, interest, or to have the some goal, to reach some goal. We should have some objectives. For this, first you set the goal, then you can easily achieve that. Setting the goal is preparation of the mind, and then body will cooperate in order to reach that point, goal point. And then problems and predicaments. So problems, everywhere problems is there, irrespective of developed and underdeveloped. This is due to the differences of opinion, the basic point. Then competition, conflicts, war will take place. The problems, individual level to the group level. So we will try to produce some solutions for that problem, but not permanently, for a certain extent. Why? Because many interactions are taking place. That's where those interactions will become the obstacles, not to allowing to move to the solutions for the further generations. And then there is another thing. All these are the humanistic basis they made it. What are those? Ideas and ideals, values and the behavior, aspirations and the achievements, problems and predicaments. So, and another way, in a general way, if you understand in a contemporary society, one is generalizations, second one is relations we are studying. By that, in those period, is it the very normally the actions are going, abnormal actions are going, we can easily understand based on the generalization information. And history roots of sociology is over. Then switch over to the Development of the sociology. For the development, it is not easy to reach it. Slowly it will come to the development. First, basically change, growth, progress, evolution, maybe negative evolution or positive evolution, then the development word will come. So when we undergone the number of phases, in a particular epitome point, summit point, we will reach the development. So earlier, how the sociology had developed in our India. It is nothing but based on the cultural configuration and historical circumstances. If the circumstances are positively cooperate, then the subject will go up very easily. Sometimes the criticism, not interested, not accepted, removed, all these words are not allowing the subject to grow and develop it. That's why one is relations we can form and also generalizations also. 2 points are very, very important. And then development of the sociology subject is basically cultural configuration and the past historical circumstances. Then we will switch over for the Indian sociologists. These people are without proper understanding of the Indian society. Simply they copied the Western pattern. As a result, what is happening? What they introduced in their country, the solutions for their problems, that countries are developed countries. Their solutions are also according to their standard. How it will be applicable for our Indian society? We are not well matured like the American society. So it is not useful for the society. Maybe basic points it will be useful, but their problem related solutions by the intellectuals in America, that cannot be suitable for our Indian context. And also switch over to the European scholars. What they are thinking, they were only the people to understand the society properly, and others may not. For the others, what they thought, non-European people are, the European people are telling that non-European people are always following the Darwin's principle. What is Darwin's formula or principle? Survival of the fittest and elimination of the fit. Those who are intelligent, those who are getting the jobs in India, they are happily enjoying. Those who do not have, they may not be. They will be lower middle class or the BPL or APL, they will be like that. And that is one point. And second point is Victorian idea of progress. We compared that women's era, that is the regime, that is their ruling procedure. Her ruling procedure was standardized according to the morals. That's why 1837 to 1901 she was there, and her ruling is also related to the moral based, strict, standardized. So in this way we are comparing, the Europeans are comparing the non-European people are Darwin's formula as well as to the Victorian idea of progress. And we can check over this. Again we will compare the Indian society to the European society. What the British people are doing, they are going for the vertical pattern, the evolution. The evolution may be single line, unilinear evolution, or many lines, multilinear evolutions. But they crossed it. By that means they were interested at a particular level. After that they stopped it and they switched over to the horizontal level, not the evolutionary process, development process. First they focused their light on the vertical evolutionary process. Next they switched over to the horizontal and developmental process. When at that time the Indians are simply process of evolution. We are not going vertical or horizontal. Still we are trying to understand what is evolution very slowly. This is the information for the Indian society, and we are so lucky. Britishers or colonial period, the people were attempted to understand the society. That the seed, that idea is more useful for the Indians. Why they want to understand the Indian society? In order to rule the society properly. For that sake, they introduced their own methodology here over. And later, Bernard Cahill, what he wants to say, he had he has taken the three approaches: Oriental approach, administrative approach, and missionary approach. Out of these three, only administrative and missionary approach are more useful to understand the society. And what are the other person? Buchanan, Francis Buchanan, what he said? His idea is records or the reports or the works or the survey. Such type of things will give the more information which is equivalent to or more or less ethnography. Ethnography is nothing but recording or understanding the culture of any group. So where we will get it? Through the revenue records. And second one is historical works. The third one is East India Company survey matter, what they had mentioned in their document. All these three things are also useful. Who said? Mr. Bachapan has told. By this what we are understanding? The cultures are understanding. Indian culture is understanding. Next the Abbe Dubis. What he said? When the French missionary people are in Mysore, at that time they want to study the Indian culture. So after studying, they had some idea. They had written a book, Abbe Dubis. What is that? Hindu system, Hindu manners, custom, and ceremonies. By this, what we can understand? The cultural aspects. We can understand it, and then switch over to the Herbert Risley. What is his role in Indian culture? When we are preparing the census, who helped us? Only British people helped us. Or else we cannot know, we do not know how to prepare the census. By that also we can have the how many castes will be there. We can understand it. Then we will switch over to the another caste system. In the caste system is very important in the structure of the Indian society. In the caste system, there are, before we are going to understand the caste system, there are the two areas will be there. Rural area and the hill area. Rural area, there are the touchables and untouchables. And there is a hill area. In the rural area, this survey reports whatever they have done only for the touchables, that is Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. But they never go and ask whether they were included in the census, the untouchables, that is the present SCs, or not. We do not know. That's why this is partially good, and they were totally eliminated. Oh, the hilly area people, tribal area people, they were not included. Their culture we do not know. SC people culture, for certain extent we can understand, but ST people culture we do not know. So this report is useless. That's why they simply removed or kept apart. And then switch over to the William Jones. What he has done? What he has done means, here he wants to study with the help of British Orientalists. Already in the approaches we are having the Oriental approach also. This William John is a Orientalist, British Orientalist. This man has written one book, Asian Society of Bengal. And then in Sanskrit it is also mentioned, that is the Indology and Philology. And comparison, they have made two more points: comparative mythology and comparative jurisprudence. Before we are going to touch the jurisprudence, is there any Hindu law prepared by the Britishers? Yes, it is there. Mr. Kapadia has noted the Britishers requested the Indian Pandits, sir, please help. What is your cultural pattern, cultural rituals? All if you say, we will prepare for various systems. Introduction of Hindu law. For whom it is useful? It is not for Indians. It is useful for the Britishers. While they are going to give the judgments, first they should have the proper understanding about the Indian culture, Indian society and its culture. That's why they have taken the help of the Indians, particularly Pandits, and then they prepared the Hindu law, introduced the Hindu law, and then switch over to them. There are some reforms also taken place. What are those reforms? Why the reforms are required? When the Britishers observed the Indian society, many people are undergoing silently lot of stress and strain. Widows, even though their age is very young, maybe 10 years or 30 years, the husband has died. At that time, what they have done it? There is no chance in Indian mythology, Hindu system, remarriage. But because of the liberal thoughts, our people, the particularly Bengali people, Rajaram Mohan Rai and Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar and other eminent personalities, scholars, they understood the British culture, British ideology, which suits for us, and they want to adopt it. Example, child marriage is banned. No good. Particularly right age, we should arrange the marriage for the girl. And the second one is Sati Sahagamanam. When the husband by mistake he died, the healthy woman is also forced to throw on fire. It is not good. So that is also banned with legal norms. That is social reforms and cultural reforms. And another, education is also for only few sects of the people. Higher caste of the people, highest strata people, Brahmana, Kshatriya, some extent Vaisya. Moreover, for the male, only for few queens it is allowed. Now, what we are in the present scenario, education for all, health for all. This slogan was developed by Mr. late Rajiv Gandhi when he was alive. So, his vision was by 2020, all people should be education for all and health for all. Now, but if you compare with the earlier, it is only confined only for the few sects. That's why sociology earlier, in which type it was existed, now how it is, how much progress we have seen, we can easily understand it. So all the above information, what we understand, there are 3 points. One is Indian sociology and its culture from various procedures, methodologies. Even though if it is from the Western sociology, we trimmed it and we have taken it. And then another word is village studies are important to understand the entire culture. Not only in the city, sometimes the city out of busy, they may not follow it, practice it, even though they may practice for a few hours. If it is villages, they may spend more amount of time for that rituals and the ceremonies. And the third one is law. With the help of the British, with the help of the Pandits, they also introduced the Hindu law. So law, village studies, Indian society and its culture, these 3 points, these 3 concepts are basic seeds for the emergence of sociology. Now the sociology is how it derived, we came to know from past to the present. Now after independence, what are the changes that we observed in the sociology? In the next class we will discuss. Up to that, bye. This is Bindu signing out from the YouTube platform. Good day.